The last few questions I have for you, it's more of prediction questions. So yeah, yesterday we were having a little bit of a discussion about Neuralink and all that. You know, whether or not you get a chip put in your head. We were having a kind of fun conversation in the firm. And what I said was, here's the problem, right? You're gonna have some attorneys that when it's available, they'll get Neuralink and they will have access to just gobs and gobs of data and information that let's say you're arguing in court. I think that this is a real scenario. The prediction I'm going to ask for you, if you think that this is actually a real world scenario, where you've got one attorney's got Neuralink, and they're gonna be able to argue all this information that's in their head because they've got the chip against someone that doesn't have it, who's gonna have a substantial disadvantage. And do you see a situation like that coming in the future where you're gonna have attorneys with Neuralink versus attorneys without Neuralink arguing each other against each other in court?
I think that would be I guess, the natural progression of how things are going, right? If we look at the past few years, it's almost right now, it's like, okay, lawyers using AI versus lawyers not using AI, and banning its use in their practice, which I think is insane. Um, yeah, it will be similar, I guess, divide. Just in that particular scenario, I would say with, using it in court, question is how fast would they be able to process, let's say, the data that is coming through Neuralink, it's like, and actually make better decisions. If you actually prepared your case well, it's like, how much more can you boost your performance by having a Neuralink? I don't know. But it is scary and exciting times. I feel like we'll be coming with this. I don't think I'm putting that thing in my head, but I still want to. It's like they have been like puts it essentially kill switches in cars and whatnot, right? It's like, I don't want to put a kill switch in my head. Thank you very much.
I mean, it was a scary thought. It was a scary thought. And so I'm with you on that though. A couple more questions. What skills do you think next generation lawyers should prioritize over the next few years?
Empathy and customer centricity, more so than just like say, yeah, I mean, yeah, like, of course, right? But with introduction of AI, I feel like being that guide for the person, for your client in distress, will be the differentiating factor. Adding more customer centricity to this profession will be the differentiating factor ultimately. Just as I have seen again in the firm in the UK, which dominated the industry because it focused on the customer. I feel like that is common for other areas and regions of law as well.
Next question. So if we zoom out 20 years from now, do you think that law is going to be similar to like aviation, where you've got pilots that are monitoring the autopilot system and all the systems going on in the gauges, where you've got agents where the firm, paralegals might be monitoring different agents doing different things, attorneys monitoring different agents doing things. Do you think it's going to shift more towards that? Is that what the legal profession is going to look like in 20 years? And again, this prediction, we don't know how much things are going to change, but I am curious what you think.
Unless, okay, so on a more strategic level, unless the judicial system changes, right? Until and so long as we have human judges, having human lawyers, and being able to transmit emotions and stories will stay relevant, right? So I don't think that strategic part, unless we just the whole judicial system gets replaced by a super intelligent AI, which I don't think is happening. Um, I think that will stay the case for more, let's say, mundane work, meaning analyzing medical records, drafting responses, etc. That part I feel like will get closer to what you're saying, just as we are seeing now in coding, right? I look at people using Claude Code for it's like an AI coding solution pretty much, and Copilot pretty much for coders, and they have their computer with like three different chats. Like one is writing a new feature, another is running a unit test, and the third one is I don't know, debugging an issue, right? And they just switch in between them quite quickly, right? And just while waiting, they work on the other one. So I feel like that is a possibility, but I don't think that will be for, let's say, the more actual strategic work, or again the primary function of the law, which I feel will be like that guy.